Bugün dünyanın en büyük fuarı Milan Expo'dayız. Ulusların kendilerine özgü yarattıkları pavilyonlarda dünya sorunlarına katkılarını gösterdikleri Milan Expo'da her pavilyon bu senenin ana teması olan Feeding the Planet Energy for Life, gezegeni beslemek, hayat için enerji üzerinde duracak.
Arrived at Milan Expo and I have a special guest with me. Hi, Suzanne. So you're organizing the Year of Science and Innovation, and can you tell us about a bit more of the importance of this year and the Agritech Week, please?
Absolutely. This is the UK-Turkey Year of Science and Innovation. It is an exciting year. We have had lots of activities already. We've had over 500 participants from the UK and Turkey coming together to talk about science and innovation collaboration opportunities. It is very important to the UK to strengthen and build on our excellent relationships with between UK and Turkish universities, researchers, academics and businesses. And it is really exciting that as part of the year we have brought a large delegation from Turkey and the UK to come to the Milan Expo and to join UKTI's Great Week, their Agritech Week, where there has been a whole range of topics of discussions from fisheries through to agricultural technologies.
Since you mentioned Milan Expo, how did it go? How was the visit to Milan Expo?
The Milan Expo is fantastic. The UK pavilion and the beehive is just amazing. It establishes our Grown in Britain brand and the importance of bees to agriculture and to food.
Okay. And this whole organization came alive thanks to the foundation that was built with England and Turkey, Katip Çelebi. Can you tell us about that foundation as well?
Certainly. The Newton Katip Çelebi Fund was signed between TÜBİTAK and the Department of Business, Innovation and Skills in the UK last September. Since September we have arranged for nearly 40 researchers to access £1.6 million worth of funding, and we are building on that for 2015-16 through the UK-Turkey Year of Science and Innovation. The Newton Katip Çelebi Fund is to fund researchers and academics and innovators to develop a whole range of science and innovation projects together to further increase the economic and well-being of Turkish people.
Thank you. We're looking forward to visit Milan Expo.
Excellent.
UK Trade and Investment, İngiltere'de de kendi pavilyonunda yerini alıp İngiliz şirketlerine iş olanakları sunacak. İngiltere'nin ekosistemimizde ve besin tedariğinde çok önemli bir yere sahip olan polinasyon konusuna dikkat çektiği enteresan pavilyonunu gelin beraber gezelim.
Stand at Milan Expo, and we have a guide, Diane. Hello, Diane. As you can see, we are surrounded by orchards, and can you explain us the importance of the orchards?
Sure. So the orchard is the starting point of our pavilion. We have here some beautiful apple trees which represent the concept of our pavilion, because apple trees are usually pollinated by bees. So these beautiful apple trees are plants impollinated by bees, and since impollination is the main theme of our pavilion, it is a good and a great representation of how bees can improve our nature and our nutrition.
And when we look at the left, we see many holes on the wall, and we should look at the holes in the first. We see bees, and can you explain us
yes, here
what is this about?
Here you can see many videos which represent the concept of our pavilion. So you have two main elements. One is the beehive in Nottingham, which is connected directly through Wi-Fi to this pavilion, which represents a beehive. And so the game of lights and sounds represent the movement of what is going on in the beehive in Nottingham.
The beehive in Nottingham. Okay. Okay. We should look, walk and see what surprise is waiting for us.
Sure.
And as you can see at the back, there's a structure of a beehive, and it's very beautiful. Can you explain us what surprise is awaiting us inside?
Sure. So the structure you see in front of you is a representation of a real beehive we have in Nottingham. The hive in Nottingham is connected directly through this pavilion, so there are some lights and sounds which represent the movement inside of the hive in Nottingham. And it's a study made by UK in order to study the health of the bees. And through an instrument called accelerometer, we can record the sound from the bees in the real beehive in Nottingham and retransmit it on live on the pavilion here in Expo.
Okay, we should go inside.
Küresel ekosistemde arıların öneminden esinlenen İngiltere, muazzam bir pavilyon konsepti yaratarak ziyaretçilere yenilikçi ve deneyimsel bir yolculuk sunuyor. Polinasyonun küresel gıda zinciri ve ekosistemdeki rolünün önemini vurgulamayı amaçlayan İngiltere, bir alüminyum küre şeklinde 7 metre yüksekliğinde yapay bir arı kovanı inşa etmiş. Bu yapay arı kovanı, içinde çevrili olduğu ses ve ışıklar ile İngiltere'de bulunan gerçek bir arı kovanındaki hareketlere eş zamanlı olarak tepki gösteriyor. Gelin bu yapay arı kovanını içine girip daha da yakından gezelim.
The Deputy Director of UK Pavilion. Hi Steve, can you tell us about the concept of the bee hives?
Absolutely. The whole concept behind the UK Pavilion is the importance of pollinators and pollination to humanity. I don't know if you know, but the United Nations have calculated that over 70 of the 100 most important food crops for humanity are only pollinated by bees. So all the way through the pavilion, the concept of the bee and pollination, how it's important to food and agri-tech and food production is always there as the main theme. We hope that the UK Pavilion is actually demonstrating the UK's creativity, its technology. It's actually bringing together nature and science into one concept. It's all about trying to find global solutions to big issues. So the UK is here trying to help with the big issue around the health of bees worldwide. So I know it's explained to you probably earlier that this structure, the hive behind us, is linked live to a real beehive in the United Kingdom, Nottingham Trent University. There's a scientist, Dr. Martin Benchik, who is a world expert on bees, and working with Wolfgang Buttress, who is the artist and designer of the structure. They come up with a concept where they're incorporating some new technology, which is actually monitoring through sensors the health of the real beehive in the UK. And as the bees move inside the hive, they trigger the 1,000 LED lights inside the structure. They trigger the sounds that you can hear behind us. I don't know if you know this, it's a strange fact, but all bees, when they buzz their wings together, they only buzz in the human musical note of D. All bees buzz in D. So we've got human musicians to record cellos, violins, guitars, only in D. And the noises you can hear behind you are a combination of the live buzzing of the bees in D plus pre-recorded human music, which is being triggered by the bees moving around inside the hive, a symphony between bees and humans. So the concept really is to try and address the big question of Expo, feeding the planet energy for life. As bees are responsible for every third mouthful of food that humanity consumes, it's vital that we think about ways of helping to preserve bees and pollinators in general so it helps humanity in the future. So we're hoping this technology will go some way. So if you're a commercial beekeeper and you have a number of hives at the moment, often the only way you know when your hives are in trouble.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much for informing us.